Look at my horrible attempt at making a gym shirt. The bottom is even worse, so not gonna let you see that. It looks like I got lost in the jungle and I had to tear some part of my shirt to cover up some wounds. This video is gonna be about helping you navigate through fitness and health. First point is gonna be when there is two extremes, whether it is high volume and low volume, or extreme ranges of motion, or maybe somebody advocating for a squeeze exercise because it feels better. Usually the correct thing is the thing in the middle. More often than not, 9 out of 10 times, if not more, it is in the middle. So high volume, low volume, no. Adequate volume for yourself. Figure out how much volume you need. It's going to be like, there's a wiggle room, depends on the exercise you do, but this is not today's topic. And there's going to be like some sort of maybe 12 to 10, sure. And other muscle group might be different because there's more to it. Because if your leverages are good for something, that means it will beat you up less. So if you can bench a lot of weight because you have T-Rex arms like me, you can get away with more benching. While someone with is built like a, help me, what is that long stick arm guy in the horror movies and games? Is he called Stickman? Regardless, does that mean you should try your best to get 20 sets because that's what people say is the optimal? No. And that's like just one extreme. There's like more to it. Like the stretch, for example. Stretch is good. I do believe stretch is good. More stretch, more stimulus, and more fatigue. But it could also means more joint fatigue, getting you more overuse in your joints. And you can see people obsessing over the stretch too much to the point where they are lifting baby weights. Like you can see Mike Israel holding the pink dumbbells, doing the most optimal exercise. I'm not gonna do that. Because the same way there is a happy medium in between stretch and squeeze exercise, there's a happy medium between optimal, I'm not even saying this stuff was optimal, but theoretically, let's say it is optimal. I actually would rather personally lean towards the fun and things that excite me. Because I know I'm gonna keep doing. There's exercises in my program that don't excite me. Abs and calves. Boo. Everybody hates those. That I just don't want to do most of the time. I try to do them, but I find myself sandbagging them sometimes, not caring too much about them, and shooting myself in the foot. I know I need to train abs more often. It's not that enjoyable, so the progress on it is way much worse than everything else in my program. Because I don't care about that much. Because it's not fun. I'm not giving you an excuse to skip things that are not fun. Just putting it in perspective. A lot of people do the same things. But if they try to push the extreme on themselves and force the extreme on themselves, then they're just skipping a shit ton of stuff and getting less stimulus. The second thing about navigating through the fitness and health is everybody else's experience is irrelevant. Not telling you that you shouldn't learn and everything you're told is a lie unless you discover it through yourself. You should look to learn from people, but you also shouldn't let it affect the way you program too much, making you drift away from things that work. If things are not working, you should also look at yourself first and what you're doing, then try to analyze people's perspectives and try to come up with what you should change. Don't try and copy everything from someone and do it for 2 months and then jump to the next jacked person you see and ask them for their program. And just not collecting personal information, not collecting any data while running those programs. Sure, go ahead, run everybody else's program. But if you learn nothing about yourself, you screwed up. It is what it is. You wasted time. Maybe you made gains, maybe not. I don't know. But guess who also doesn't know? You don't know. Because you didn't track anything. Or maybe you just jumped from program to the other with like so many variables changing at the same time, so you cannot just look back and question what have changed that made something work before and not work now. I'm an advocate of changing programs, and I think the way your program should be, especially when you're like beginner, it should evolve. It's like slowly becoming something. There's exercises that you don't mess with. You like got comfortable with the form. Everything is perfect, so you just keep it like it is. You don't let anybody else's affect that form because it feels good for you. You're progressing, getting stronger. No plateaus so far, so why would you change it? People change things when they don't need to. Trying to optimize and get the perfect things, but they can't figure out what is the perfect for them because they just keep changing things up. I'm an advocate of people changing their programs, but it should look more like an evolution rather than just a randomly generated program. it should have some resemblance of the previous program. Whether it is like the split is the same and there's some exercises that are different. You can't change everything, of course. You will not be able to track anything. Or whether it is a different split, but every exercise is almost the same. Maybe you still can change an exercise or two, but mostly the same. Now you can collect. I did this split and I did this split. This bench and squat went up so much, but deadlifts, high frequency, beat me up. My back is aching on this split. So let me go back to what I did before on deadlifts and keep this the same. So you could end up with some weird hybrid of split that works for you. And that's why I want you to and that's why I'm trying to help you understand that you should try and figure out what is the happy medium. There might be exercises that are not optimal, which is fine, but they're fun. You like them. There's an exercise that I don't think I'm getting much out of in my program. It's a squeeze exercise. I don't think it made any difference to my gains when I added it. Yeah, I enjoy it so much, so I'm keeping it. I even have it at the very end of the program, and I look forward to get to that exercise. And I just decided to keep it because it's just fun. You gotta find your happy medium. Some people could be more result oriented. I am a result oriented guy, but also I'm a fun oriented guy. I've recently decided to start doing conjugate training because I like lifting heavy loads. I just love putting so much weight in the bar. It makes me happy, right? I'm not that strong right now. It's fun for me. Like, sure, I'm doing like 75 on the overhead press, which is nothing impressive. But I'm going to get stronger. Bench, around 120. 125 right now. I'm getting detoured. But I want you to find things that excite you. Things like when you're talking about, it makes you smile. Maybe it doesn't make you smile, but gives you like a bit of happy feeling inside. And that's what I want you to do. Find your passion and commit to it. I don't know what you are. Power lifter, bodybuilder, power builder, someone who's more athletic but also wants to be jacked. Find your passion, man. And my last tip to help you navigate through fitness is don't overlook the smaller channels. Whether you deem 70k as small or 10k or 5k, some of those channels out there give amazing advice, and they tend to be higher quality advice, more nuanced than a lot of bigger channels. Jeff Nippard is one of those channels that I feel like beats around the bush a lot. I feel like you get a lot of scientific facts here and there, but you don't really learn much from Jeff Nippard's channel, and that's my personal opinion. Same for Renaissance periodization. It used to be better, now it's down in the gutter. And there's probably a lot of other channels that just don't give you so much nuance. They just try to use big words so they can have authority on you, and overall they're just not that great. And they have big following, so you're more pulled towards them. Athlete X is an old one. I don't even know if he still makes content. He probably does, but he haven't been popping up much in my recommendation. I forgot he existed, but there's people who try to sound like they know what they're talking about. And sometimes they do know what they're talking about, but they just kind of overcomplicate things and don't make it easy for you to get much information. And those channels just use a lot of big words and make it less accessible to people to learn things. And sure, maybe when you're talking to smarter people, it's not half a bad idea. But a lot of people trying to learn fitness and health are just no scientists, no smarty paints. They're a bunch of novices that don't do much, and I feel like those channels make people miss the forest for the trees. I think that's how the saying goes. I don't know. So till next time, my friend.